YouTube check. YouTube check 1 2. Okay, so observing the charts here, this is the tether dominance chart here on the 2-month time frame, and we were sitting around the areas of just about 6.325% on this chart just about 24 hours ago, and now it's sitting around the 6.325. So I'm sorry, we were sitting around the 6.433, and now we're at 325. So this macro move, of course, I know I can see how slow this can be, and how timely it can be for us too. But there is already that decompression on this massive bi-monthly candle. And this is exactly the thing that we are supposed to be seeing towards the ends of these macro candles, right? So please remember that the correlation or the behavior that we're looking for from tether dominance against XRP, and XRP representing all assets, right? All risk on situations here. I'm talking about HBAR, Ethereum, Bitcoin, all of it under the sun, right? So as long as your tether dominance does drop, we are risk on assets upward. So in this case, yeah, there is a bit of pressure already applied onto the behavior of tether dominance, which is absolutely what we want. And another thing is that observing the XRP chart now, we are sitting still relative to the mid 186s to 187s and above. So this is a really good thing for us, right? We want to be able to clear that new we have. I'm sorry guys, I'm noticing here that I had an issue on the stream. Just want to make sure that I am here, right? Okay. Yeah, very strange times in there. Okay, yeah, never mind. What I'm doing here, team, is actually I'm streaming live to the Discord trading team while recording the video for XRP, just in case you are not really aware. But yeah, guys, these are some of the top sides here in your relative immediate short term. We're already reaching the 188s again. So we're maintaining, that's the important thing here, is that we are maintaining an upper shelf relative to the ones that we were on just before that massive, pump and what people called a dump, right? It's that kind of, my very good buddy Captain Kelly, we were talking about these macro time frame shifts, and when you are observing, here's just a quick explanation here before we really get this thing started. Your 4-minute time frame, your 2-minute time frame candles, all of these candles have a type of behavior when they approach their ends. So you see this, I don't know if you just noticed that glitch there, right? These candles tend to like spike, right? They'll give you this quick little jitter. So what this does is that it shows you that there's already nervousness happening towards the ends of the candle. And I really didn't look before I said this, right? Biting my tongue here, but it is at 44 seconds left on a 4-minute interval. So as it reaches these, as these candles reach their ends, they start to get a little what I call head shake, right? They start kind of wiggling here and there. So if we observe the chart from a larger perspective, and I mean a very, very large perspective here, like your semi-annual candles, right? And or even your annual bars, you'll start to notice things like things like these here, right? So, or relative to a 1-year candle, you'll notice these drops here. You'll notice these types of things here, and they will show because it's just part of the nature of a larger time frame. And when you are able to see them, when you're able to see them happen, you'll catch them here within the week, or within a bye week or 3 week, and you'll see these large wicks, right, as they finish their life. That is relative, that kind of wiggle, that head shake is relative to a very large candle. So this is why we get those pumps to the upside or to the downside, and they can last maybe a day or maybe just a few hours. Those kinds of pumps are the head shake. That's the jitter that we're looking at from relative to a 1-minute time frame or a 2-minute time frame. And that's the relationship between, that's the relationship between immediate short time and also your larger macro time. So I hope that's kind of making sense here, because that's it is pertinent to price action to behave like this in that macro time as we end macro time frames. Remember, guys, not a lot of people are talking about this, but we have the closing of about not only your annual candle and also every single monthly candle from there, right? All 12 in concert, but we also are looking at the closing of your biannual, your 4-year, and your 8-year candles. So imagine the jitter on a candle that big in comparison to a 4-minute or a 2-minute. Those are the spikes. So, playing the huge time frame on an asset as powerful as XRP, Yeah, I think it would be it would be part of the play to observe some of those quick spikes and quick spike ups and down. So I hope that it is presenting to you some clarity and maybe some peace while you're stay on XRP. Now remember, I'm not endorsed by any means. I don't hold any XRP, right? So I just want to make sure that I can explain what I see is at least in the immediate short and on the macro time frame for the analysis here. Okay, team. So I want to why don't we go ahead and get this thing really rolling here, guys? Right. So I want to remind you guys that right now, for the snowflake deal, there is still the alpha light for sale, guys. Make sure to pick this up because it's not every day that I'm selling this for under $80, right? So these are your buy and sell signals from the algorithm that I've developed myself here, guys. So please remember, these are proprietary trading algorithms, and they're just signals. They give you the buy and sells. And, for some reason, one of my developers here asked me to enable the alerts, which would be able to connect you into a third party, which would trigger the sells and buys on another piece of, on another broker, on a broker. So, yeah, but I shouldn't even be telling you that, but it's all good in the hood, guys. Make sure to get it in the description below. Send an email to arcabulls@gmail.com with your proof of purchase, and you'll have it forever, guys. All right. So now let's go ahead and just get this analysis completely done, at least for the immediate short, as we're approaching the year end here, because these last couple of videos are starting to become at least pretty important to determine where the year is going to start. Right, there's a lot of speculation here. Right, we have many moves that can happen, but do we have the strength for it? Please remember that a lot of the strength does come from a catalyst, a fundamental reason for this to actually do it. And I personally don't follow too much of the fundamentals, but I am aware of a few. Thanks to you guys. And primarily the big man, Captain Kelly himself, right? He's extremely knowledgeable with this stuff. So I am lucky to have someone like that, and you guys all over the place helping me with those catalysts, right, guys? But from here, what I can tell you is, without even looking at the analysis or without even looking at the charts, just based on what we've been doing here together for the last few months, at least, right? I've been covering XRP for longer than that, but at least from what I'm observing, it feels almost suppressed, and it does feel like it's ready and positioned for a major move. And I'm not trying to persuade anything or say anything to anyone, because my position on this is not real, and I don't care if it goes up or down. But what I will say is that if I were leadership in a company like this, then I probably would consider any type of a catalyst release around now, before too, right? This thing is ready. Both Ethereum and XRP are positioned not only statistically, but psychologically, technically, and fundamentally, because we have a lot of catalysts that are coming up still. These things are all lined up in such a way that you could announce something and it probably blow, right? I'm talking upside here. So that's just me. That's just me. If I were part of the leadership, I would probably be releasing major catalysts on something like this to get actually investor interest into this, right? But all the contraction, all the expansion is starting to move. And Captain Kelly is actually letting me know right now that there is an oil spike in Japan, and that is an apparent catalyst that would move the price action here on XRP too, right? The valuation increase on the oil for the Japan trade would be essential, or it would be ideal, majorly ideal for the continuation of XRP. So that's what I mean, right, guys? We do have many things that are okay. There's a lot of gears moving here. All right, guys. So I know that a lot of people get nervous, right, when it comes to these things. But the best thing, again, I'm going to tell I'm not even sure if I mentioned this to a lot of people here, but the best thing to do is to want XRP to move on a balanced fashion, right? The last thing you want is for this thing to explode to a huge price up there, because it's not going to last. It's not going to be. You're going to see this asset grow, and it's going to stay. It's going to stay glitching like that, right? So the balanced upside is what you really want over time. The explosive upside, we know that it has explosive episodes. That's great. But the faster it goes up, the faster it can come down. So as long as this thing is not treated like a meme coin or whatever, the better, right? Because I'm sure that, leadership like Brad Garlinghouse, I'm sure that he doesn't want his asset to just grow like in over the span of maybe 10 seconds from $2 to $38. It'll immediately revert back to under $1. We don't want that, guys. You don't want that. You want to make sure that you have organic expansion, and that you want to make sure that the buy side interest and the investor interest is alive. Because once this thing starts exploding like that, and you face rug pulls, it's looked at. The asset is looked at as a different thing from there. It's just going to be one of those opportunistic types of tickers, and people will just come in when the speculation is hot, right? That's the last thing you want. So let's figure out at least what this is looking like coming into the next day here, because just to be completely clear with you, let's just double check on the calendar here, guys, because a lot of these catalysts are important for the continuation of price on these risk on assets, right? So we are headed towards that Wednesday, right? So let's see. Oh, yep. Please remember, guys, this is going to be about an hour prior to market open, traditional market open, right? 5:30 a.m. Pacific time. You're looking at your continuing jobless claims and initial jobless claims. These are true market movers, and they tend to they've actually kind of sat in the negative side of things, right? But also you have comments coming out of Fed Chair Powell, Jerome Powell, saying that their own numbers are not to be trusted. So that again, right? That's what we're dealing with here. That's honestly what we're dealing with here, and we're just not going to know if this thing is going to be a good thing or a bad thing. But jobs are typically a pretty important thing, especially in this under this climate here. Okay, guys. So heads up with that data coming out just about an hour prior to the market open, 5:30 a.m. Pacific, and that would be your 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, keep an eye out on that. Now, for the immediate short-term time frame, let's go ahead and take a look at the continuation of price action here and see if we can't get into the medium and larger term and try to find at least a reason for this thing to get some continuation as well, right? So we'll try to do this here as quickly as possible so that we can get to the trading team and do our typical market prep for the next day's trade. Okay, so I guess your 2-minute time frame here is biased towards the upside, closing a bullish engulfing, right? Your green candle body engulfing the red prior body, right? Does look like it has a bit of an inverted head and shoulder, so a little bit of a buy formation there for continuation. There you go. So we have that upside starting now. And of course, we can always revert back to close that gap before continuing. But this is glitchy, right? There is a bit of nervousness or anxiety applied even in this 2-minute time frame, as contractive as we are right now. Remember that contraction down here on linear volatility just means that there's very little participants, but it's true. It's fine. It's normal for around these times now. I think the London trade would start to make a bigger difference here, right around the 1 a.m. Pacific, and we're at 10:10 Pacific right now. So actually, that's one thing that I didn't do, right, guys? That is one thing that I didn't do. So let's go ahead and kind of follow up with that, right, guys? Let's continue the analysis here. But first, please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. My name is ARCa, coming at you here at 10:11 p.m. Pacific time, and we're about to hit the New Year's Eve here, guys, and it's just a couple hours, and very excited to be ending the year on a good note with everyone Real blessing to have everybody in here, guys, and still a very, very nice group and growing, right? ARCa Bulls hitting plus 16,000 subscribers on the YouTube platform, the plus 55 or 5,600 on Twitter X, plus 2,300 around there on Discord, guys. The network is growing, and I have all of you to thank for that. So thank you so much for your undying support, guys. Happy New Year. Happy holidays to everybody. And let's continue this, right? So, yeah, this is what we were talking about, right? We were already noticing that we did have that pressure for an upside. Not only that, is that also our proprietary trading algorithm was already giving us that buy-side signal on the 4-minute, and we do have it here on the 2-minute time frame as well. So let's, how far can we take this? 2-minute volatility spike. We have momentum upward. 3-minute time frame. Let's take it. Let's see it. Right? Okay. This bar is, it just opened. Very, very nice close. A potential Marabazoo candle here on your 3-minute time frame. This looks like an inverse head and shoulders of a certain type here. It could be the head. You have a buy shoulder and potential buy shoulder here, right? With this head, it looks, buy shoulders, one head. And this looks like it does have a target of about your mid-range here around this 187.267. So for now, it is telling me that it's kind of range trading for the immediate short term. So if I'm not mistaken, with the math that we're going to perform here, it's probably going to lead us all the way up to this target here, 187 to around 187.16, 187 flat, 187.5 to 187.6-ish. Right, this will pull back, validate the 50% of this zone at around 187.254 before continuing to the upper, 75% here, 187.7 into your 188s, right? That's going to be a shallow 188. And then performing the continuation of this overnight. So if there is a break of structure, if there's anything to break the structure, it would be the start of your next trading day in the equity side of things, right? So this thing would start getting a little more nervous there. But again, the overall structure on this is looking okay as far as the ladders, right, guys? We have this bottom shelf here. We have that move to the upside, validating that shelf here, continuing, right? Another move to the upside, validating shelves down here. Then you have this explosion here, right? And then bam, we're validating the shelf down here again right here. So let's see if we can't get ourselves all the way up to this point of 188 so that we can validate that 187.6 before the next leg up, which would bring us to around these tops here of 189, the 190s, right into this top side here, where then we could start validating these 187s to 188s before another continuation. So these are your ladders, right, guys? If we can, and 3-minute time frame, by the way, so these are really immediate short-term moves. If we can get that on a balanced manner here in continuation, well, there's really no problem here. There would be no excuse in not to get ourselves into the 191s and potentially closing above this for a continuation up. The signals on volatility are still very much pertinent for a move like that. Okay, so 4-minute time frame on volatility here and momentum, super contractive, not much. Again, right? It's relevant to the now time frame. So we still have an upside bias. Growth is still in line here for a continuation. Let's see, 5-minute time frame. Yep, we're breaking out here. A little bit of a bull flag formation taking us into the target of about this gap here of 187.204. I wouldn't be surprised if we reached that during this during these next 2 minutes here. So 10-minute time frame is 5-minute time frame is still showing that upside on Stokes. Very good. And let's go. 10-minute time frame showing a bit of expansion. Very nice. We still have upside biases on that, man. Wow. That's pretty nice. 15-minute time frame showing upside here too. Man, let's go. Yeah, this thing is looking okay, guys. New 15-minute time frame just closed. Further upside. That's new. There we go, guys. We just about reached that 18714. I believe we said we were going to go to. We're just about there. All right. So let's see. 20-minute time frame, upside bias. Yeah, this is looking okay. Still continuation. 4 minutes to go on this bar. That means that we could get upon reaching that resistance that we talked about, just a little bit up there, right? We'll probably get a pullback and start moving from around that 186.964 for upside. This is building, guys. It's building little by little. I can feel it. That's a good thing. So still a pivot on the hourly time frame for upside, and we have a new hourly candle. 2-hour time frame. contractive, that would be it right there. So 2-hour time frame would be our total top for now, and that's signaling a 188.142. There we go. So if we're starting to reach those 188.142s, this is telling us that we are following exactly that plan that we were just talking about what, 5 minutes ago, the ladder ups, right? Got to get ourselves up to resistance, got to get ourselves to break those resistance levels, and hopefully come back and validate the prior resistances, as we would just convert them into a support and continue. Right, guys? So that would be an outstanding situation here for us and for the holders of XRP. That from that 188, it looks like I guess you would have. Oh man, it's a very short-lived. Let's see that 3-hour. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. Very short-lived downside. That would actually just be 2 cents. So yeah, 188 brings back to 186 for validation of the shelf, and then upside continues. So yeah, and then the next upside would be relevant to this 3-hour time frame, which would be another. So from 188, you have 2 cents of average true range right here. Current ATR. 88, 89, 90. So we're talking about 188 what though? Specifically what? 188.5 right? So if we have 2 cents up from that, that would be 190.5, and that would tell us, 188, 189, 190, right? 190.5, and we were just talking about breaking into the 191 area for continuation, guys. That is it right here. So the moment of truth is coming here pretty soon. And as soon as we start breaking above some levels like this, expect some special price action, right? There's always pops around that area there. Let's just get over those resistance levels and everything will be okay. All right, team, I know this is a long video again, right? So make sure to hit those ATWs in the chat below and everything will be good. Okay, guys, I think this is a pretty good place to leave off. Should you have any questions, reach out to me at arcabulls@gmail.com, and we shall continue our typical market prep in the Discord trading team right after this. Okay, guys, thank you all so much, and I will catch you very, very, very scary later. East Coasters, have a good night. I love you all very much. Happy New Year, and rest well. I'll catch you in the AM this next trading day. Please be careful in the markets. Do not overlever, guys. Be careful, okay? I love you guys. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon. Peace, peace, and yeah, peace. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well. A very, very good rest of your night and or day, and I will catch you at the Bell Mañana. Adios, team. Oh, yeah. Well done, team. Well done. Fantastic job, ARCa. Thanks always. Oh, I love you guys so much. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate your support. Traditionally speaking, we always have the post notes, right? Just a quick little Christo, thank you so much, brother. Happy and blessed 2026 to you as well. I think you already stepped out, but all good. Traditionally we talk about a quick little note for the aftermath, at least for the trading team, as I like to give you guys some extra information that I oftentimes feel a bit nervous to release, or just things like that, right, guys? Don't think too much into it, but guys, we are seriously positioned, like, for something extremely big to happen with this, and I have no interest really in this, right? Captain Kelly, I love you, my brother. Good to see you here. Lioness, thank you so much for your help as well. Chop, always good to see you, brother. Sorry, guys, I digress. How close is the breakout, right? That's what I'm talking about here. That's exactly the question that I always want to, answer. I always want to put out, because I know that everybody wants to know that in particular. Number one, we are in the deepest side here, guys, of reaccumulation. This is all historically massive. We know already that the time frame here we are on the candle, like specifically now, to make that macro breakout happen from an area of demand, from an area of validation for support, and in a timely manner as well. Psychologically and statistically, technically, we're ready to go. I know that we have fundamentals there, and they're good. So and also Captain Kelly here is saying that he's hearing everywhere XRP is loaded and ready to, and absolutely ready for pump, right? So I'm thinking that someone somewhere knows something. This thing is probably going to be releasing some kind of news here, and it's probably going to pop. Is that officially the truth? I don't know. Remember that I only follow things here based on a chart. But why don't we together just take a quick look at least some volatility signals here on your more macro time, and see if we can't get ourselves an idea over just over whatever here. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I want to go into your 3-month time frame. Yeah, I'm expecting an upside to 291 to 191 from here. Right, so that's just around this position. Okay. So the might as well 191 turns into about 196 quickly. 196 is the only thing stopping this from sliding upward. Your 3-month time frame should be arriving 209 to 223. End of day. This session. So 17 hours and 36 minutes is what we have to retrace, and that could be, yeah, that's not a bad amount of time, honestly. Into the new daily, right? The thing is that at around 5 p.m. Pacific time, it's 10:23 Pacific time now, right? So around 5 p.m. Pacific time is usually when you get the new daily open of crypto. I wouldn't even doubt that bleeding into that time frame too. So I'd say what, tomorrow this time, in literally 24 hours, this could be sitting. And guys, we were at 186 something just a little bit ago. We're at 187.287 now, and I was telling you in the video that we would be reaching a 187.14, and now we're at 187.287. So this was moving up, and it is expanding in that immediate short term, just like we were observing. So that's a good thing. And it is also showing in Ethereum, and the tether dominance is also declining like crazy too. So tether dominance is at a historic top, and that's usually the place where it, I mean, guys, you look at it for yourself. I don't have to come up with this information for you at all. Look at this. These are 2-month time frames. Huge resistance up here, right? Big time drop all the way down to 3.77, right? Big time resistance here. This dropped all the way with of course, with fluctuations. It dropped all the way down even lower to 3.71, right? Again from this here too. So 2 consecutive buy months. This could be considered 1-2 at 6.25. Massive drops. Continuation. These are huge upsides, guys. Big time upside on the risk on side of crypto. And look where we are now. It's 17 hours to close. Check that out. How perfect is that? We are in line with all of this here. So that, guys, is incredibly important for me. And it's already declining the way that it should be. So if I'm correct here, the decline of the tether dominance comes down all the way over to this point here, 5.82, and we are sitting at 6.32. Imagine this move here, right? From this 632 all the way to the move up here at 676. That's your 177 at that 676, guys. You know what I mean? So if you're reaching that 676 and you're touching 177 of XRP, what is it going to be when it goes from 632 to 5.8? That's a gigantic difference. It's way bigger. It's way bigger. And volatility is a lot more sensitive to downside than it is to the upside. So tether dominance is getting weighed by the laws of gravity here, man. So, guys, like I said, this thing is positioned and it's ready for it now. All of this right now, I can't say. Yeah, but maybe. See, the thing is that it could triple the amount that it goes up because volatility downside, man, it'll really pressure. It'll really drop it. So the more volatile the physics of it all, get, the bigger the FOMO. So psychological components would be immediately applied, and in panic, people are not going to want to miss the run. Guys, I don't know how to, I really don't know how to put it, all right? But I'm really not bullish Tether, especially when you're looking like this. This Head and Shoulders is absolutely ridiculous. Your downside on something like this with a neckline here, guys, is probably at 1.9, 1 point something. And these runs are equivalent to your 2017 macro runs on Bitcoin. Yes, guys, this is primed. You know what? Cam Kelly's saying we've been waiting here for this moment a long time. This moment is crucial. I really don't know that this can combat this kind of psychology, right, guys? So if you were to observe this in the way that you should be observing it, then it would be like this. Inverse the chart completely, and then position this shoulder here with this head and this shoulder for a macro breakout. As this looks like it's a bit oversold, doesn't it? And maybe ready for a turnaround in price. Luckily for us, it's actually bearish and a turnaround in price. So those are the post notes here, guys. I hope that you are enjoying some of these post sessions with me, guys. As I favor you guys. I favor my trading team. I really care for you guys, and if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here. So if I can provide data like this and it happening in real time while we observe it, it just gives bigger credibility to the team and a better name for us, right? So, guys, broader market crypto is looking pretty good. I am really talking about broader markets. Oh man, Captain Kelly, my brother, I'm so happy to do so. Oh, and check it out. Look at this. Oh, damn, it just came down. But we just touched 187.3 on XRP. Let's go, man. So we just jumped twice the expected from the. Remember, that was what, guys? That was a 10-minute read. We were saying a 187.14. We're now at 187.3. Let's go, team. Come on. Yeah, Michelle. I think it's great news too. I think it is great news, right? It would be an extremely beneficial blessing for the team, especially for the people who have been waiting there for years. I feel for you. So, guys, also, should you need anyone to maybe, drop some news on or speak about something personal within your trade, look at that blast, guys. 187.320. We're doing it. Then I'm not going to hold back and not say that I won't try to be there for you guys. So if you need to speak, if you need to talk to someone, guys, I'm okay to do that with you, right? So I know that this has been tough for a lot of people, and I know that it can be an emotional ride here. So as far as that, guys, if you need some enlightenment or whatever, I am free for you. So please make sure to send me a DM or an email at arcabulls@gmail.com, and maybe we could find some ease, right? Maybe we can find some peace and whatever else, right? So the question is coming in here from Michelle. How high can it go? Now, relative to relative to what? Time or relative to overall, statistics and technicals, and round belly, I love you, dude. And I hope I just didn't round belly a lady, oh my goodness. But I would say that the breakout for the immediate short term, guys, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, without the, man, 187,338. We're seriously seeing this right now. Man, but you know what? Let me just retitle this, guys. It should be going up. Man, come on. XRP, let's say. I'm going to answer the question. Hold on. You're a guy? Okay. I knew you were, because you and I have already kind of exchanged some words here and there, but man, you don't even know how many brothers and bros I've done to ladies out there. So, to my defense, I have to be extremely careful here. So let me generate a quick title here. I'm not putting you guys on hold or anything. I just want to start uploading it at least. And I'm going to answer the question that Michelle has. Why don't I actually ask this? Why don't you guys tell me? You tell me. What do you think? Put it in the chat here. What do you think the highs could be for the? I'm asked here what the breakout high is going to be. So breakout high would just be relative to the more immediate term, not so much the macro in months and months, right? So I'm thinking that you're talking about within the next month or within the weeks coming. So Destiny also wants to know so Destiny's already putting down her target. Guys, put down your targets. Let me know what you think as far as the more immediate time, and see how that can go, right? Let's see what I can title this. So, I'm gonna put, I'm gonna leave it as that title there. And I'm going to start uploading it here, right? Let me just put it into that uploading thing here for YouTube. And let's see. So we have Chop now saying $5. Michelle saying $10 to $15. Captain Kelly saying I've got mastermind group saying 50-ish January 1st, 150 February 1st, and 250 March 30th, 4 digits by end of year 2026. So, okay, so Michelle's asking for a first quarter. Okay, so that's fair. That's fair. If we're talking about a 3-month time frame and a 3-month threshold, then the amount of I'm telling you, the amount of gathered volatility and momentum down into the critical zones of contraction. There are so many time frames that have led price action to explosive moves. The difference is that XRP right now it has extended beyond, like a rubber band, right? You stretch it so much to the point where it reaches a point of tension that is just unstretchable anymore, right? So if I can explain it in any way, volatility has extended itself to that point. And the averages are not going any lower, and positioned with macro time and seeing that there are specific, the moments that have exploded. Check this one out. I don't know if you even know this, but the moments that we've exploded to the upside are specific to between November and January every single time historically, all the way back to 2013 or whatever that was. Every single time it's had a macro explosion. They've been between November and January. Number one. Okay, so the psychology of time is absolutely present. Now, the presence of time against physics is also true. The difference between every other time and now is that this time it's stretched beyond those times. Way beyond. So if it's stretched by a measure of percentages, say that this is an additional 50% stretch than it did prior history on average, and we've seen jumps that are around, 1400% jumps, total jumps, right? Totals. Then then statistically and through physics and mathematics, this should be right now. Right now, it should be trading at about $142 at this present moment. Because it's not. And guys, remember, I have no interest on this. I don't own this at all, so I don't care. Right? It doesn't matter to me. And I will tell you when it's going to drop or when it's going to go. I don't care. I'm not here for your position. I'm not here for your emotions either. I'm here to provide you what the chart says, even if it hurts me as an influencer or as a whatever. I'm not here for. I'm really here for the truth. I'm not here for the hype or for the clout. Right? No way. I'm not going to mess with anyone's money like that. That's not okay. So that just shows you that I'm not here for the short-term little burst of popularity, guys. That's not me. I'm be here just to tell you what the chart says. Think of me as your guide. Think of me as your the guide that's reading the glyphs on the walls in your pyramids tour, right? That's all I'm here for. So through mathematics, the only thing that I may be miscalculating is the time execution. That's the only thing that I'm questioning myself about. But here, right now, we should be trading above 100 at this point. And if that's the miscalculation, then would it be the 50% additional, 50 to 75, maybe 100% of additional, stretch of that rubber band? Would that be the additional time, right? Extension? Because I'm basing this around the exact times that it's done it before, except that this time is additionally stretched. So would that be additionally pushed? That's the only thing that I have slightly different. I'm admitting that my analysis could be wrong in timing and for execution. It may not be wrong on the extension of it, right? It may not be wrong on the type of target that it can go to. But as far as execution and when, my only question is if time is also affected, thus pushing a bigger anxiety than that applied onto retail, because it's not happening at the typical time. So if that is also a factor, imagine what it is for you as a kid, right? To have somebody taunting you with a toy that you want, right? As a young person, really a kid, 8 years old, 7 years old, 6 years old, whatever, and somebody's taunting you with a toy that you really always wanted, and they are taking it away from you when you usually get it after good behavior. So should you have good behavior and should you have good notes in your school, you're expecting a certain, you're expecting your gratification right away after that instant gift, right? So you're not getting it. So what would that, and what would that do? So you're confused, right? And so you're growing anxious and you're being taunted with it. So what that does is that you're going to do anything, whatever, to get it. You're going to do whatever. So if it is that you're going to do whatever, then would that additional stretch of volatility and momentum and time, would that also extend the psychology into the additional 50% and 75% to 100% of stretch, right? Relative to time and momentum. So psychology now would also follow suit and then stretch its reach. So we're not talking about one individual component here to really have manifest. It really is a collective effort of it all that needs to all sit in place and really trigger when it should. So what I'm telling you is that the upside is maybe not based so much on the catalyst that's gonna release it, but it's based around the catalyst in combination with all of that pressure that's pushing against that door that's about to just burst open. So that difference of extended volatility, gathered volatility, the extension of anxiety, the extension of time, all of that it has a boiling point. Something has to give. So this is really what I wanted to I was kind of preparing. Not really. I don't really prepare things. I do a lot of it freestyled. Guys, I don't prepare things. I don't pre-script them. But I figured that at the end of the year, should price not have reached this, should price it's still staying within these contractive levels, I figured I would explain to you from a deeper side of analysis in a different sort, right, guys? You don't have a lot of people studying behavior like this. You don't have a lot of people studying time and statistics on whatever. Your mathematicians within the trade are, they're a dime a dozen. You don't see a lot of them, right? I am a probability trader. I tend to look at things on numbers. So I've been told that some of the targets and timing that I'm talking about is also in line with some of the other analysts that are talking about, like particularly the mastermind group that Captain Kelly is talking about, right? So something exponentially large is happening here, and by the way, Captain Kelly, maybe we should set up a meeting with your team a little faster than not. Because this I didn't prepare this, but I thought about it. The extension of psychology against time, and I wanted to maybe kind of give it a little bit of a tryout here with a closer knit group, and so far it is reaching a pretty good. I see a good response from it. So, I don't want you to be the guinea pig on this, but we are, and I have many traders in here I trust with my life here. So this is a thing I'd like to share to you as well. So team, please take it with a gigantic. Okay, all right, brother. Let's get on the horn. Let's get on the horn early tomorrow and see if we can't make something happen over the next couple of days or something, anything. And I want to kind of put out this here as soon as humanly possible, to not have everybody attack everybody at the end of the year. I don't know what to do, but I have to think outside the box here. It hopefully maintain some stability here. A lot of people worry, and I want to try to be there for them. So, Booster, you're a true G for putting it that way. Oh, God, thank you, buddy. I'd be happy with the $20, the biggest coil on any. Yeah, it is. It really is. So, which has been compressed for 5 years. 5 years. Imagine that, man. So, Captain Kelly saying, I think the reg is called, let's see, Bezos 3. Wow. So it requires repricing starting January 1st. You're right about it. It should be around 142. So what if it is repriced to reflect an actual value? So it would be repriced in the next 2 days, plus Japan carry trade, which is another component, right? And oil prices, Japanese oil, and the interest rates, which we just got today as a potential cut. So XRP, the only crypto with regulatory clarity, the Clarity Act, right? That's another thing. Cam Kelly saying, you can set it up anytime. I love it. So now Booster is telling me here, also let me know via email what you want me to relay to Jake Claver. I will call him tomorrow. Booster, oh my goodness. So no, I don't want to seem like I'm some kind of clout chaser. I'm really not that. I promise you, I don't care. I don't care about the follows. I don't care about the whatever. That's not me, right? I'm just about the charts and whatever else. So I've never even seen too much of Jake Claver myself. I didn't know who he was until just about a month ago or 2 months ago or something, right? You know how to put it. Okay. So I forgot it was you too. So, but yeah, I just also learned that he has a substantial following too, and that I didn't even know. So yeah, with that said, I wanted to see if maybe we can have two sides to the story. Explain it to people not only through the fundamental side, because I just learned that he's not a real chart guy or not really following charts, but I am. So, and I've been told that targets that I've spoken about are similar to his. So if there is any type of a correlation or confluence between his methodologies or analyses in comparison to someone like me who's mathematically based and basically a statistician of sorts, then I'd love to give retail, a bigger understanding. So it's not only based around the fundamental side. So I can give the analysis or the charting confluence. Then if you can see the concert of that, see these things in concert, then that would be an outstanding thing for people to know, right, guys? So nice, Captain Kelly showing us very nice picture here, guys. Check this out. This is the man himself right here. Very, very cool stuff. And this is magnify. Nice. And luckily I have a lot of you who are heavily connected here to very, very good people. So just you let me know what I can do. I don't think he's gonna win with that bet by tomorrow. Yeah, probably not. It's just the extension of psychology could be what enlightens him and what can push his thesis still to validity. But in time he will be correct. Yeah. So who knows if that the additional stretch and volatility could be the answer to that, and it's just another way to help validate. He doubled down on tonight's call as well. Oh my goodness. Wow. And now Michelle's saying, I think in one of the videos it was said he doubled down on $100 before. That's Michelle said that too just before. Wow, my goodness. Okay, team. So again, please don't feel like I'm trying to there's a reason why I do these in private, right? And there's a reason why I don't promote them. Is because I give this information out and what I truly see to a very close-knit team. This should tell you that I'm really not in it for any type of following or any type of whatever, because how big your following can grow once you start being really positive about something, overly positive about it, and mentioning targets that can be explosive. I usually, for this is not a new thing what I'm doing here, guys. So for those of you who are just a little new to my analysis, you'll know that I do this traditionally afterward. So if I can help in any way, now that there's a lot of growing tension and anxiety, I think it would be a great time for me to show a different perspective and show validity to many concepts out there, and propose the potential extensions due to other dynamics in the market that also play suit for price continuation and pricing. So Cap Kelly saying, you tell the truth no matter what the truth is. I know your motto, brother, and I know that's what you want. So that is absolutely something that has been echoing within me too, brother. So I'm very lucky to have your ears here, team. So if I'm gonna tell you again, guys, if there's anything I can do to speak to you, or if you need a pair of ears, right, that can also show you things on a chart, not only just understand you, right, because the trading world is a very lonely one, and you could put a lot of people to sleep into proposing what you believe in and what you want to invest in, right? So not many people out there in your family or friends would be able to understand what it is you're trying to do. Maybe you're just a gambler, right? So if you need a pair of ears that understands deeper than gambling, then I'm offering myself here to you guys, okay, team? So if any questions or concerns, you let me know. You know where my DM is, right? It may be better for you to just email me at arcabulls@gmail.com, and it'd probably be better to just get in touch with me there, okay, team? So so we've had this video kind of uploading here for a while. So if I can just ask for your, give me maybe like 3 or 4 minutes, because now that it's uploaded, that's all we need is just for it to upload. And now I need to just put the title in and the little thumbnail and post it for the whole world to hear. Right, guys. So, and let's get on to our market prep. It's not too late right now. It's still not so much into the trade day already, but I still got the energy to look at a few tickers and a few charts here. So please go ahead and stick around, and or I can put the @everyone mentioned and say that I'm back, and we can get ourselves on with our analysis, guys. We do need to know what the broader markets are saying for the next day here, as they do play suit to the crypto side of things as well. Okay, team. But I love you all very much, and it's been such a good session today, man. ARCa, why do I feel? Yes, Eagle Eye. I felt that today. We'll test the correlation. We'll test the correlation coefficients against that, and we'll see what's up, dude. Thank you for reminding me. I did notice it too. Let's go, brother. All right, team. I love you all. Just give me a quick minute here, and we'll get ourselves into that analysis. Yeah, like I said, we already started uploading, so we're good to go. All right, team. Let me leave you here with I'm gonna put some light, old school tunes here, and we'll do the damn thing. All right. Love you guys so much. All right, Captain Kelly, reach out to me, please. We'll talk in the AM sometime. And Booster, love you, buddy. Have a good night. Okay. You rest well, team. Night, guys. We'll talk soon. Let's get this analysis going. Just a moment, guys.
We got 64 on the bottom. Neutron the beat.
Check 1 2, check 2, check 3. How is it, guys? How is the sound? And let me get that out of the way. Hold on. I just, when I'm busy charting and stuff, there's a mess can be created. And I have these glass water bottles everywhere because I don't want to go fill my 64 ounce when I'm busy. So let me just get these down there because I noticed that they're kind of blocking my my lighting here. Hold on, let me reach it down there. YouTube is now on. Okay, awesome. Check it, says Pendle. All right, guys. So that was it for the crypto side of things, and I want to get us to take a look at what Eagle Eye was saying just real quick. Actually, he was talking about the. I just want to check the correlation on this. It's really not even that big of a deal right now, as far as the test is what I mean. But if there is a correlation between it, then that is a big deal. Let's see. So let's do correlation coefficient on this. And this would be, which one do you want to do, brother? Do you want to do SI or do you want to do SLV? Eagle Eye, I speak to you, sir. Okay. SLV. Let's do the SLV correlation then. That would be good. Okay. SLV. You had a correlation against the. You did check it. Oh, okay. Me too, honestly. But there is, on the analysis side of things, I do have a 17-minute algo running on Chronosys. And being at a weird time frame here, it's just I am catching like good buy and sell signals. We have already in the immediate short term. Oh, let me put the values up. These values, guys. Whenever you see these numbers here on the top left, remove your mouse completely out of the screen, and that'll tell you the value that it's currently at. So there's a 66% correlation on XRP silver. And should we move, I'm going to remember here that we're on the 17-minute and just get Chronosys out of the way and observe, anything further. So let's go to the 30-minute time frame. It is growing correlation into the 55 percentile. Let's see, hourly time frame is balanced, right? There is more correlation than not, but still within the above the mid bound. Let's see. Wow. By hourly time frame, you're looking at around a 60% correlation, 60% also, and growing on the 3-hour time frame. 4-hour, 34 and growing. 6-hour time frame, you're right at the center here, so no correlation there. No correlation on the 8-hour. 12-hour is a bit inverse, but it is growing towards. Oh, I see what's happening. Yeah, so from what was once inverted, silver is now starting to push volatility enough to start making this correlate. Because the immediate short-term time frames are, these are the percentages up here. They're up here. Like that 20-minute time frame is at 77% correlated, right? And you're growing into these time frames, but the growth is, as you can see, the growth is actually a little bit below with upside pivots. So that, yeah, guys, I think it's echoing from, or it's starting to topple over from the immediate short term into the larger term. So if this is, if this is already in the futures contracts, this would be the best place to test it because it is 23.6, right? So it's the closest relationship that you have as far as time exposure. But should we do this from the SLV ticker, just, real quick here? Let's see. All right. So the hourly time frame, yeah, you see what I mean? These moments are closures, right? So it doesn't read all the way because it has flat moments of non-trading. So right now, right, because the ETF is closed, right? So there's no activity happening. So let's see around the 30-minute time frame. Wow, at one point today, This was just about your power hour here. It was 98% correlated on the SLV. Same with the hourly time frame. And look at this. This is your bi-hourly, 72% correlated. That's where it stopped. Wow, 70% 3 hour, 4 hour time frame, 50%, 6 hour time frame. It's inclining. Yeah, and then of course the inverse correlation that we're thinking of. Yeah, guys, there is something going on between silver and crypto, which means that it would be copper, gold, silver, platinum. Maybe all of those, the correlation of those are starting to actually correlate here with cryptocurrency. So it would be more than likely. The closest correlations would probably be gold and silver, because typically speaking, guys, historically speaking, gold has been inverse the BTC ticker. So, but now you can see that gold and silver have been running risk on with equities and with crypto. So this is it looks like we're about to get that same correlation from the precious metals into crypto now. So now we're going to have a tri-market correlated run. So that's that's interesting, to say the very, very, very least. That's very cool. All right, good stuff. So, brother, thank you so much for reminding me of that. Right, I'm incredibly appreciative of that. And so, do we have any ideas as to what tickers to look at? Let me see. I have Destiny in here, so I'm sure she might want to take a look at LAES and also Lioness. So, guys, let me know what tickers you want to take a look at here, guys. We'll evaluate them. We'll see what's up and get ourselves the idea for trading in this next trading session. So what's up? Do we start it with LAES and continue, or what say you, sirs and misters and sirs? Here you go, Mr. Sisters. Okay, I want to take a look at the 24-hour price of. Let's do it. Okay. Let me pull up the 24-hour book here and see and take a look. What the heck is that? Okay. All right. So let's do a search. And the reason I say this is because we should know where the market is. Let's see. I got back in UAVS today, dude. Where is that a micro? What price is it at right now? And what is it? Wait, somebody yesterday asked me for the ticker. AS. Guys, did somebody ask me for ASTS yesterday? Damn, I feel so bad right now. I'm pretty today? No, that was you saying today. Do you guys remember from yesterday that the market prep, or was it during the day? I'm pretty sure someone asked me about the ticker ASTS, guys. Does anybody recall? Dude, man, come on. Now I'm specifically remembering because I said something about the correlation between RKLB, LAES, and now that we're talking about LAES now, ASTS was one that should have, yeah. Oh, dude, that sucks. Bro, drop the ball. Aerial systems, yeah. Okay, so it looks like the broader markets are, relatively still-ish. You see the daily on the ES. Okay. Oh man, yeah. The ES this is approaching supports, like big time supports. And we know that LAES does have some correlation against the broader markets. That's why I'm kind of observing the behavior of LAES against the S&P 500 futures contracts. The better part and balance of this entire area, honestly, would probably be around this target low, around this 68.92. which is extremely low, right? And but are there actually, man? Actually, it's this. Wow, 68.82, and the top of this area to show the deepest confluence. I'll give it to you right now. Hold on. I think it's the 82, 68.90. Sorry, 68.90. The gap doesn't even rhyme that good. But I want to use the daily on purpose here. Yeah, 68.9, 68. Come on, dude. Get it together. 68.92 and a half. This technically would be the area to benefit the best from, right? Should there be some type of a distribution event to pick up more bulls or whatever? Technically speaking, this would be it. But if you can see here, which means that LAES would bottom out again at that same entry that we were talking about for 385. And price action is at 388 presently. Let's see. Yeah, 388. And man, today, whoa, in the London session, we hit $4. And we did hit high of day around 399 as well. And by the way, we did have a 401 target for today. Sorry, for the last traded session, right? Macro timeframes close in 18 hours. Yes, all macro timeframes. Bro, I wonder if there's going to be a pushback up because we're pushing down now. You know what I mean? So yeah, what I'm talking about here, guys, this 388 might actually turn again into this. In which case, we would probably have to follow now the actual low that we got 2 days ago, or 2 trading days ago. That would be your 383 low, right? So that's now immediately a probability, and we're going to keep this liquid, or a different type of focus at 386. You know what? The 386 was actually ignored. So I'm going to get rid of the 386 and its noise now that we tested it. Let me get rid of the trajectory. 388 is our support in here. I didn't even notice that. Good stuff. And it's still on and also it's still on a higher low structure. So there is a chance, right, of testing that 384 and still maintaining a higher low here. But overall, team, this is the place. Check it out. Look at your larger time here. Let's pull up maybe a 4-hour chart and see if we can't get a broader visibility over where we're sitting here and take a look, right? So, the last times that we kind of touched down in this in this relative area, what I'm trying to do is look at where my camera is, this surrounding high, trying to put price action in there so you could still see everything. Let me get rid of advance. There we go. So this is where we're sitting right now, right? And you can see that right below that are all these bounces, right? Especially this one here where we closed. Massive bounce to the upside. And historically speaking, right, these last 2 times here and 3 right there, they have been used for other bounces to the upside as well. So now furthermore, if we go down to that 380 zone, well, this opens up a whole different bag of chips, right? Because in that 381, you see things like this here. I know it's very, very tiny, but I'll try to kind of highlight it here a bit. This is your 381 right about here for this jump to this top side, right? So that was just about what? 381 to around 416. We did right here a 382 to around 428, right? And relatively speaking, this is again, right? This is your 381s down here, another jump to the upside. So there is a lot of rejection within that 380 to 382 targets, and also this gigantic resistance for pushing price from this current, 390, the relative area, and this right in here, speaking 380, right? All rejections that led price action from a 390 all the way down to 194. So guys, the area that we're on right now is specifically powerful. Look at these right here. Check it out. These are your 388s. This is another one right here. I mean, actually, this one's 353, but relative to this is 380 right below this top side, which is 395. This is your 388, and this right down here is 381. These drops were specifically huge. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Massive, massive 392 rejection, dropping price all the way down to 28 cents. This is where we're sitting right now. And we're sitting on the opposing side of that, right? So this has an explosive, guys, this is a position that this thing wants to be at. All right, Michelle, you be safe, okay? Take care. So this is an ideal position that LAES is sitting on, right? This is truly an area that can put together some massive macro moves. And again, right, it just needs the right push, the right volatility and all that, and then everything would be cool. But I don't even, yeah, I mean, this thing is within the entries. It's still the same price. The same play is still in line. So let me just take a look at something in the macro. Your 5-day time frame was closing in 13 hours. So is your 4-day time frame. So that means that 5 hours prior to the closing of the trade, your 5-day time frame would start to retrace, decompress towards its 50%. And what looks pretty specific here is stochastic momentum, as it is at, it is at the place where it could turn around. Check this out. Oh my goodness, no way. Could that be? Wait, I mean, I really meant this to be actually just this here. Check it out. We are just about there for a turnaround. And let me see if I can just extend the array. I'll do it from in here. Extend left, I think I have. Oh my goodness, okay. But I see what could be. No way. I think this has a historic regression. I didn't even notice that. So it could be from here. We'll use the better part of all these connecting dots. Instead of the orange one, we'll use a combination of maybe the blue one and the orange one together. Look at this. Damn. I didn't notice that before, guys. This is actually cool. Look at that regression behavior. Every single one of these iterations have been moonshots. And we are just about there. Wow. And this could also be connected to the top blue one, to the teal one, right? To the teal color, just like this, in light of all these teal colors too. And this teal one here. Damn, dude. It's a bi-regression. And then magically speaking, bam, you're right at the orange there. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is specifically cool stuff, man. Very, 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 very cool indeed. I am showing you the chart, right? Okay, good. All right, guys. Yeah, like I said, man, it's hard to be bullish this damn thing because it just kind of stays there. But it is what it is. This thing is apparently ready for a turn here, based on that regression. So this means that the immediate short term brings price down. Yeah. So price action would come back down towards the areas of 385 to 383. Let's do that. Damn, I'm gonna have to reposition this. Oh, dude, that sucks. That thing hurts. It pulls my hair. Okay, here we go. So yeah, this is the trajectory. Price action. I think it's gonna do price action. Actually, it's gonna do price action up first. I think to 391. Right. I think a 391 could be the resistance first before pulling back at the 5-hour mark. So that would be an hour into the trade. And that would bring price down to around these 383 to 385 for entry. Then your 5-day, so your 5-day time frame, right, would so this is the 5-day time frame. That your 4-day time frame is about to reach its top. So proximity tells you that the 4-day time frame gets that top first, right? Then as you reach the 5 hours to closing, the average for that 5-day time frame, then that pulls the decompression, which would be this down to this level here, reach the 50% of your 5-day, and then continue from the 15%, right? You let go of that rubber band, and then it continues towards the upside. Based on those statistics. So technically speaking, team, we're testing again the $4 level, 401, after getting some of these entry conditions down here again. So the play is still the same, moving beyond this. This is the only difference. Okay, guys. So that's and I mean, because of all these time frames decompressing, this would be an ideal moment for LAES to maybe release something and have this thing just go straight into the 455 targets, 430s or whatever that was. This would be an ideal time here, guys. I'm not going to say that it is going to do it, but I am telling you that it feels okay. It doesn't have much to hold it back from this point. Good deal. So let's go ahead and take a screenshot of this and share it. Gar, what's up, buddy? You've been having some good trading days, bro. Let's see. Here we go. Let me go ahead and put this in the chat here for us, team. I already shared. Yes, I already did share the XRP vid. So LAES, let's put it here for the chat. Here you go, team. That is all you there. Let's go to the lounge and start this. Okay, perfect. All right, good deal. So that is LAES right there. I know Scotty's not with me here, but oh man, this is really tough, bro. This is crazy. Oh yeah, but yeah, I remember we talked about. Oh, dude, what? That is insane, man. This guy with this ticker, bro. This thing actually did enter there, and it did exit up here at 1491. Look at those little. Look here in Heikinashi. Right here. Bam. This thing is crazy. Wow. Oh, dude. This thing is insane, man. All right. Well, yeah, let's continue here, team. So hold on. Did I get the further requests, guys? If I'm gonna check the chat right now, but do we have the next request? And let me take a sip of water and continue. Hold on, team. Got it. UAVS and Tesla coming up. Hold on. Okay, get this thing going. Here we go. All right, all right, all right. Pendle, love you, buddy. Let's do it. So we're gonna get this. Let me hit this Tesla ticker here, and I think we have. I think we have a couple of time frames. Hold on. Yeah, 2-day time frame, 13. We have a 3-day. Whoa, wow! That 3-day closure would immediately retrace. Let's see. The average low on a 3-day was 453.70. Tesla reached a low of 453.80. Wow. And it's sitting at 452. So let's see. Your 4-day time, man, this, guys, this is, I know that we spoke about that, your actual more macro support, right, being around that 440, 44. I just had to leave it in there because I wasn't sure if we were going to actually reach it, but I doubted it, right? That type of thing there. If it goes for it, it would be probably in the middle of the night. I'm talking about it's still after hours trading here. So I'm telling you that. Hold on, a 2-week time frame would be 12 and a half hours. This would be. It's still okay. Let me hold on. Let me see one more. All of these should be around the same time. 2 days. Yeah, so as we're starting to reach these time frames, these would be the ones to start. Oh man, I gotta tell you that this is around supports already, and also around the time on average that it takes for this thing to kind of retrace back to, for an upside continuation. 8-week, 9-week, and 10-week, like these. Look at that. This thing was a 50% retrace. Should it actually do a true 50% per its length, then it is taking you, down to around this position here of around 441, which I think was 446. Yeah, it's still it's around that area, but I'm not sure that it's gonna take it. If there is a peekaboo, like I said, it probably goes for that 446, 447 and here in the after hours. So if we take that 447 in the after hours, this means that it's probably going to retrace all crazy. If there's any reason to stop it, I'm going to check that real quick. What would be the reason to stop this? Let me just get rid of the drawings, cut this short, and be done with it, right? There's a 5-day gap here. The valuation is 452.38. And then these are already within the bottom target that I was talking about. So if it does take that 452.38 or whatever that is, the support bound, it's still relative, guys. But yeah, this is a zone here that can prevent price action from continuing. Hold on. Let me just make sure that here. See the buy week one more time. 450. Yeah, 451s. That's your 451. Yeah, there's literally one shot. Liquidity grab at 451. The top of this candle is almost in every single time frame. That's 450.98. I'm going to leave it there so that we know that this is an area to, yeah, everybody could be expecting the 446s, and that could be a dangerous thing. Okay, perfect. So now let me come down to a shorter time. There, man, look, there are gaps everywhere here. There's this gap at around 452.27. Yeah, all this, it feels like price action can't stop. Here's another one at 449.95. This gap here, dude. Yeah, if there's anything that can stop it, it would be this right here. Before now, Destiny, are you in long? You're in long on this, right? And you have time. You still have time on your contracts for the expiry. Like you're good to go, right? Because I don't know that the values to the downside here, you know, I don't think they're going to be during the market hours. Traditionally, I think it's going to be around now. I had taken, let's see. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. You're doing the other ones. Not a problem. Perfect. All right. So yeah, continuing price on this, seeing that we already have the 452 in line. So then I might as well, you know, put that 450.98, or it was at the 450.98 in line. And that, you know, of course, guys, I have to still observe those 440s to 440.44 to around 446.84. That still has to be seen, right? But I do think that that's a very temporary downside to pick up liquidity here, guys, as the stretch of the 4-day and the 5-day are ready to pull back. And that would be, but theta burned badly to, whoa. Okay. But yeah, guys, so this would be into the first hour to the second hour of the trade. These would immediately start pushing, you know, pulling you back here. And I do think that, you know, targets to around the 465, you know, 468 and 470.96 are heavy potentials for mañana. Now, that is with the condition, though. I think that if we open the market, you know, if we open the market at around a 454, you know, that gives you a clean shot at a 470.96, seeing that we have an ATR daily of about $16.95. You know what I mean? So if we have that 16.95, yeah, from a 454, clean, we could see a 471. If this thing does, if it wants to go parabolic all crazy, sure, they can even do the 480 with the 481.32, not just that 471, the 470.96, that is. Right. So, yeah, I think that this has a pretty nice shot at creating some unique upside here, guys. OK, so there is a confluent resistance at 463.08 that can bring price action to a balanced level of roughly around here, 453.27 ish. And that bounce would create the continuation into these targets right there. And that's about it for, that's about it for Tesla. Destiny, how was the timing on that? Because I know you requested it, right? So I want to give you what you want. Like, what I mean by timing is, was it comfortable? Was it okay for what you asked me for, right? You asked me faster, or slower, right? Was this a good amount of time for you? I shall adjust to you, my lady. Let's see. Okay. All right, perfect. I'm going to put the little nomad targets down there for us, right? Because we need to know. So all good in the hood. Let's do this one. Okay. And also this one. And this doesn't have anything. This is just, I have to remember that. I have to remember that this is just based on a probable continuation to this area, but I'm believing more that it would be around that 450.98. So I'm going to middle these things every time I kind of suggest that. I'm adjusting the rules as we go, right? But still, guys, remember that. Remember not to doubt, right? Remember not to doubt the continuation of price even into these targets down here. All right, so 446.77. And 440.44. Good stuff. I'm gonna kind of mark these off here, guys, as this is a liquidity bottom for a potential entry, and this would also be the potential entry as well. We'll color it green, and then this side of things we'll color it red now because that could be a day trade. But if you're swinging for bigger upsides, I see this continuing, guys. More upside. It does look like it has a pretty good zone for a retrace here sometime soon. Okay, and that is just about it. In this here, guys, I'm just gonna color it red because this would also be a potential, seeing if price action does reach that 481.32. Perfect. Okay. If that feels comfortable, team, then we are good to go with this ticker here. Let's see. Yep, I think so. Okay. Print. Okay, here it comes in the chat. Ticker symbol TSLA, and where just in case, I just want to know where it is right now. Let me look at that 24-hour, but nonetheless, it's ready. Here's the chart, guys. Right. Okay, Meta is going green. Let's see, Tesla. Tesla's on recovery. Yeah, and it reached the low 452.17. Bounced from the 452.17 and continued. So I guess that could be. Here's the other fact, that we're potentially going to gap down. So if we open up at around your daily closure was that 453.21. Sometimes we come back to that opening, to the closure of the prior day. Sometimes we'll open up slightly below. And should we open up slightly below, there could be the chance of getting us to close that gap on that daily. And now that we're getting a 4-day close, right, and also a 5-day close, is there something to kind of close there too? I think going back up to your 459 fair value gap is kind of a big deal. And let me see just one more thing. What else is okay? The buy daily time frame is closing. 50% is 457. 3-day time frame closed. I want to see the reason why we would close this. So that's a gap on a daily. So why don't we see it on anything else? We just see it on that daily time frame. So guys, I'm wondering if this, this area here, let's mark it off just real quick and see what that is. So wow, that's the 469.16 is also this gap top. So 459.16 is right at that 469 whatever, right? It's right at that gap top. It closes it completely at that point, and we do have these areas here too. So the top zone would be, that's the take. I think that's a take profit, right? Look, we're looking at those areas already for a potential take profit within this zone. So if we face that liquidity, that liquidity push, The moment we push beyond this resistance here, which is the, the top here of this gap, guys, that could, pressure price action right into the resistance of this range here. That's pretty okay. That is not bad. 481 target would be right about here. So that's around 60%. Man. Yeah, guys, it pretty much is just telling you that there is a chance at closing a bullish engulfing on a monthly time. Wow. Yeah, this is looking okay, guys. Look at that bi-monthly time frame, dude. This thing absolutely 50% pulled back, continuation to the upside. Anything beyond 456.42, slip and slide all the way up to your 471, 472s. And of course, 488 on top. Guys, this is so bullish. I know that it can drop and it can do its weird little things here and there. Of course it can, but I feel like that downside was done. Anyway, I feel confident over what I just told you on Tesla. And Tesla can always deviate, right? It can always do its little dance and kind of kick us in the butt there. But at least I am feeling some sense of confidence within the charting that I just provided for you there. Okay, so next, Eagle Eye wants to take... Unless I missed someone, guys, please tell me. Guys, don't be afraid to tell me, right? I want to make sure that we can cover as many as we can. Eagle Eye is asking for UAVS. I'm going to leave that there. Let me get rid of a couple things here that I don't need, right? Okay. Yeah. Gonna get rid of this ticker too. Okay. Okay. Now, yeah, I want to make sure that we have some of that bandwidth. Dude, I think we kind of missed it here on that SILJ. Who had this? Was that you, Eli? Or no? Or was that Thought? Or was that Thought Zeus? It was for this. Nonetheless, it just looks like I missed entry. It went a little more bearish than I thought. Wow. Let's go to what is the UAVS? Okay, that's that's what you meant earlier. The aerial systems. Gotcha. Okay, it does. Man, this thing does have a lot of history. Let's see. Oh man, this thing might as well be ripping soon. Take a quick sip here. Fair enough. Let's close this up. All right. And so UAVS, 82 cents on spot price. And, I'm not sure that this has a 24-hour book, but I will go ahead and, it's doubtful, right? And I don't even think it has options. So this may just be a full-on shares play. So UAVS, so it's full-on shares. It closed at post hours. What? Let me go to that. Nice. 82. It went up to 85.39. It's only showing 82.89. 85.39 appears to be that resistance up there. Okay, great. That is good to know. Oh my goodness, this thing went up almost 5.5% after an almost 9% drop. Dang. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's this. The only thing I'm afraid of here is that it's testing resistance. Right? Eagle Eye. What you want on this? Do you want this to super fast like I just did Tesla, or do you want this to be medium fast, or what you want, buddy? What you want? What you want, man? Speak to me. Let me know. Tell me how fast you want to perform this thing. But the answers could be present, and I think that you already are in the idea of a pretty good run on that upside. And also, did you fall asleep on me? Nonetheless, no problem. I'm going to go ahead and give it a look here. So this is where it's currently standing. Let me make that a little thinner. Here we go. Okay. And let's go to the macro time and see what that is. Wow, yeah. That's confluent to candle low here. Let me see the volume dropping. Yep. The last 3 bars are dropping a lot in volume, right? So that's in fact the entire trend is dropping in volume. And where are we as far as that volume bar? So let's see. It is sitting, this is sitting at a high of 4.48 million traded in a week. Let's see. Where's the, I need to see that. Come on, man. Wow, this thing has gotten pretty. All right, the last time it traded around that this is 4.2 million traded back in June 30th, and that was right here. This thing exploded to the upside from trading at those. Let me see. Man, and this thing was already on an upside. So this is coming to some pretty low lows on volatility here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 bars, and it's potentially trying to break out. Let me see the daily. I want to know if this thing has a more average look somewhere else, sir. Whoa. That's going to be too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's way too many. Okay. This has oversold bars of 23. So, to be fair, we reached the macro low down here at around, it looks like it was about June. Just about June 2025. Let me see what happened in June. Yeah, look at this. Okay. We are right at those lows. Literally double bottoming at those lows. This should be it. This right around here, this thing should be bouncing. Should it have any further downside? We're going to take a look right now, I guess, but this is damn well near ready to pop open pretty aggressively, seeing that all these time frames are about to close too. Wow, that's really cool. Damn. I'm going to go ahead and make a note of this of the wick bottoms. In fact, I do have to make a note over that gap here. So that's what it wanted, huh? I wanted just to close that gap from freaking months ago. Wow. It closed it anyway. Okay. Support on this would be 81.19, of course, right? Of course, right about this opening valuation of this month, which would be 8,200. Let me leave that there. Position this like this. Okay, perfect. I'm going to leave the, I'll put this shy. It's a little bit upward. Liquidity bottoms on this. Should there be any speed towards the downside, which I don't, of course, since it's so red, it might actually try to speed up into a bear trap. And that bear trap does have two targets, or a zone, of course. 79.90 to 79.01. This asset can move 11 cents in one day. And your post-market close was just about 83 cents with a, oh, look at that. It did come down there. My goodness. Nice. Okay. All right. So yeah, there's a chance, guys, that this thing can, if it's sitting at about 82.89 and your closure was 82.88, yeah, there is a probability of maybe wanting to double bottom again, and that could show. So yeah, that could show some type of pressure towards. You know what? I'm going to bias it right at the closure of that day, and the low of that day, and or give you just a little bit higher on the low of this candle. Actually, I'm just going to favor the gap. So this is a liquidity zone. Maybe doesn't pass it, right? It may not pass it as far as, hold on. Gee, okay. It may not pass this area in light of it being such a strong zone. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark it off like this. Okay. Let's make it one thicker. Let's go to a 3. Perfect. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think these are all areas that you can consider some risk on, but this looks like it's probably going to try some ridiculous moves. Yeah. Very cool. All right, let's do it. Let's position the targets on this and let's get it. Okay. I'm going to go down to an hourly time frame. I believe this is going to go further to the upside. We're already at resistance, so I think the next resistance would be, yeah, it would be around here, because that 85.35, man. Okay, let's mark this off as resistance. It'll be red too. Just needed that one extra little push there. So here's trajectory. We'll tag it up here in just a sec. There it is. There it is. Here we go. Resistance is somewhere in this area here. Pull back the market. Double bottom. There is a chance of getting either a double bottom, a little bit of a false breakdown. Otherwise, 85 overnight. Let's go. Yeah. So potential double bottom here. Right, continuation to the upside. Resistances are, of course, 82.84, bounce from 82.14, continuation into the resistance here at 85.35, right? 85.35 has a room to maybe even go to, let me see, where is it? Yeah, there is some confluence here. So 85.35 to around 87.08 could be the reason why you come back and test your your close, right? That would be your 82.84. So 82.84, you create this inverse head and shoulders. Your boy probably continues 11 cents up from the opening of the market, which could be around 83 cents. This thing could probably reach 90 to 93 cent valuation, otherwise known as 93 cents. Exactly. And let's see what it can do. I'm gonna put these relevant targets there. So 91.88 resistance, and also a potential take profit of 93.05 or 93 cents exactly, like we were observing, right? So just like that is what I presume this is gonna do. So heads up, team, this thing could fade the open and potentially, give us opportunity to enter the market anywhere down in these zones, which we're going to mark off right now with some targets. Dude, let's go. This thing is bullish, huh? It's right at the bottom side. This would be the time, man. This is the time for explosive moves. And historically speaking too, brother. Very impressive times here, man. Okay. Here we go. I know that we have some rando targets up there. Hold on. Just about like this. So 85.35 turns into an 85.75 or 73. Let me see what it was. 85.76. Cool. All good. This would nonetheless be resistance. So, and this one would be the green area to pick up. Okay. Scalp. Yeah, this would be a scalp if you were to reach that bottom side in the 70s. Momentum traders, scalp traders can remove risk at that point. And overextension on this, I don't know that it's going to happen. It could because it's so volatile. But this would be your exit condition on a full day's trade. And this could be the start of a V-shaped recovery, something like what happened here. It could very well be that. So now, yeah, good stuff. Let's put in the targets, and that's it. And that would be it. Bro, good stuff. It doesn't have options. It's 81 cents, of course, right? The shares are the leverage on this. But all good in the hood, sir. Here we go. Let's continue with, okay, yeah, the liquid bottom. And that solid line we'll just leave like this and like this. Did we read that correctly? That was an 82 cent zone. 80.90. There you go. Okay, so let's see about this here. Okay, the next one right about this point. This one looks like it could do it, bro, like for real. It has a big move potential here. You know what I'm saying? It's an impressive upside on this. $93 flat, I think we said, right? $93.04. Yeah. What? Is it doing that thing again to where it doesn't show me? Ah, it's 93.04. That's cool. It's this one that's weird. There you go. All right. So yeah, bro, I think this is just about it. The Nomad target here is something. So I'm just going to put that as a potential, area that can be tested before we come back and test this Nomad area. And that would be the current price, right? 82.89, I think it was. Yep. To around 82 cents. Perfect. All right, dude. I think this is a pretty good place here for price and all that stuff. So I urge you, my dude, be very careful with this, man. I know that you like to play the tiny ones, man. Eres perro, cabrón. You know what I'm saying, bro? But yeah, let's ride, man. Your average is 80, dude. You're big chilling. It might not even come down here at all. I'll be honest with you, man. So here we go. Let's take in that let's take in that screenshot here and let's get it. Here you go, buddy. All right, and let me share it here in the chat. So this is UAVS. Here is the chart. We're gonna launch that boy, and let's do it. All right, team. Thought Zeus, what's up, buddy? Good to see you there. Let's get some rest. Let's do it and do it and do it and do it. Let's reconvene in the morning. Let's get some money. All right, team. I love you all. Please be safe, be well. And anything, let me know. You just got up from your rest? Oh, dude, no. Oh my goodness, dude. It's after midnight. I gotta get some sleep, buddy. I love you guys. Let's do it, team. We'll talk here in a few hours. Anyway, right? Oh, dude. All right, team. Peace, everybody. Rest well, and we'll do the damn thing. What am I doing here, man? Okay. Perfect. Later, guys. Thought, Suze, you be safe, buddy. Night, everyone.